Oh, here is the little irrigation. It's got flowers planted there, and a little bridge going out to the creek. There's Savannah and Rebecca. So here's the bridge he built over the irrigation canal going over to the creek. Today is March 24th maybe, of 2011, and we're at the farm in Cottonwood. It's been sold. So here's the creek, and so here's the water headed down to the creek, and it's full today. Savannah got caught on a stickery bush. Of 2011, and I am at the farm, we called it, at 6200 South, about 23rd East, and this is the wall that my dad built. This is the wheel that he found. It came from the Knudsen flour mill. He had originally donated it to Pioneer Village, about 30 years ago. But when he got his wall finished that my dad built, Darwin Knudsen, he wanted that wheel back, and so he was able to find it. It was actually in a trash heap at Lagoon, and he brought it home and put these plaques on it and made it a real monument. My dad loved his wall. He spent years and years building it. Dragged these huge boulders out of the creek and loved showing you the different designs, and he had certain rocks he just had a special place in his heart for. It was just fun to watch him. And this is his property behind here. He built this home when I was in college, probably around 1978, and we're gonna go inside. Okay, this is where you come into the property. He put a rock wall on both sides into the entrance, which is quite a feat. See his beautiful grape arbor, and it just barely snowed yesterday, so you can see how many grapes he has, how many rows. And these great big pine trees right here, my dad remembers planting those with his grandfather, Rudolph Knudsen, and hauling water to them to get them started. And now look how majestic they are. They're great. Right here is a playhouse my dad built, a tree house, and it was so high up in the tree that hardly any of us were brave enough to go up there, and it has since fallen out of the tree, and it's stuck in the bottom parts of the tree. But probably a good ending to a scary place. I think it was way up like that. Quick view of the grapes. In the house. My dad landscaped all of this. When I was growing up, it was just totally unlandscaped. So he decided where to put the lawn and where to put the myrtle. It's kind of fun. Here's the house, so it looks today. Renters are living in it right now. My dad was a romantic, first class. And here's the little irrigation ditch for his irrigation water. Rather than just have the irrigation ditch, he built this beautiful little bridge to go over it. He's got bulbs planted down below. There's the bridge. We'll go over and see where it takes us. See the irrigation and the bridge, and now we're to the creek. Our neighboring house. And our property goes right along this creek for quite a ways. Here's another view of those great big tall pine trees that grandfathers planted. Okay. On a big lawn here. In the springtime he has flowers that bloom in this area right here among these trees. Can you hear the creek? It's running pretty well. That's the creek right out there on the other side of that. Little white house. Down to the barn. Chicken coop. Here's the house. This is where the original house stood that my father grew up in. And they tore it down. And this rock on this chimney, my dad put up there. Can't believe what a life-threatening job that must have been. There's the chicken coop. It's been there ever since I can remember. It's probably there with my dad growing up. We used to have our garden right here as a family. It's a huge garden. Then out there where that trash heap is, he used to plant corn all along there. It was all in corn. There is the water wheel my dad built. The flour mill used to stand right about here in this area, right in this section. So he built a water wheel in memory of that. There's the barn. Call this the picnic area. There's where we played volleyball. The little white house that Uncle Frank used to live in, and then Uncle Harvey lived in it. And here's a big swing set that Uncle Bill welded. Is that just a great swing set? It's huge and it's so fun. Okay, here's the picnic area. We have a little fire pit here. Come around here and there's tables, and nice lawn, a barbecue grill down there on the end. There's the creek just over from the picnic area. Back over here, barbecue grill. There's even a see a little drinking fountain. Too fun. Here's our picnic area from the other end. And the wall along the creek. You get down here and there's some steps that take you down to the creek, and you see a little waterfall right here. Lots of water flowing today. The neighbors across the way. Neighbors over here. Just a quick scan. Back of the house. Parking area, house, chicken coop. There's the water wheel. And down here, the endless romantic of my dad. Built some little stairs, go down here, used to have a table with some chairs, you could have a little picnic area. This provided endless fun for grandkids and children alike. You could pump that water out, get drinks, have water fights. Very fun. Little creek coming down to the water wheel. Such a romantic little touch, is it not? There's the mill stream. There's the picnic area he built down below it. Here was another arbor my dad built. You used to could go underneath here. It was a storage area. It used to be where Dad found lots of old tools and things left over from the flour mill. But it had to be filled in. But it's still kind of a fun place. Here he is from a different angle. We always had pigs. That's where our pigs were, right there. And there's more in the back. See the pretty pastures my dad used to have. One year we planted him in potatoes. Another year he planted pine trees and sold the pine trees. Then he built this barn. And he built this tack house. Is that so cute? You can always see the romantic coming out of my dad. He never overlooked the details. Look at the door. So fun. There's more details on the end of the chicken coop. This ladder has hung on the back of the chicken coop for years. Yesterday my brothers and sister and I were here trying to decide what to do with these old trunks. That one right here has tools from my great-great-grandfather Rasmus, we assume. Typical of my dad. Here's the irrigation ditch. Now, have you ever seen a more beautiful irrigation ditch than that? No, he doesn't just have it come down through the little grass area. It has to go off a little waterfall and go down to a little ditch. Is that just too fun? Way fun. Ducks down in the mill stream. Can you see that? Just enjoying life. Look at that. Isn't that fun?